Today marks 1 year since Buffalo made international headlines when Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest on the field. His recovery put a spotlight on the importance of bystander CPR.
Right now we are joined by Dr. Leslie J. Bassan, the University of Buffalo sports medicine surgeon and Buffalo Bills medical director, who leads the team that helped in Hamlin's recovery. He is now looking to train 8,000 student athletes and their families in CPR. Dr. Bassan, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
So let's start this off by reflecting a little bit. 1 year ago and the days and months that followed, what was that like for you and your team?
It was really surreal because we were what we thought was just doing our job, and there was a huge amount of attention then that was focused on us and focused on bystander CPR and Damar's recovery. And obviously it was a magnificent thing when he recovered. And we started paying attention to the fact that people were paying attention to CPR, and we thought, well, what can we do about that, and how can we leverage that focus on CPR into something that would make a difference in our community? So it grew into an idea of, well, everybody's paying attention to that, trying to deliver hands-only CPR to as many people in the community as possible so that we can move the needle on out-of-hospital cardiac arrest.
As a medical professional, how does it make you feel when you sit back and see that although you were just doing your job, his cardiac arrest, the medical team's response, and his recovery has set off a veritable firestorm of people being interested in and taking the step to learn CPR? As a leader in this field, that has to feel good.
It's tremendous, and the engagement that you see on the part of the people that are doing the instructing and the people that are the community members that are really interested in learning CPR is unbelievable. It's inspiring. So it's been just a tremendous thing to be part of catalyzing some of that and helping to amplify it. And we're just grateful for all the attention that's paid to something that's so important.
And since then, you spent a lot of time looking at the data surrounding CPR, specifically bystander CPR. What did that reveal to you? What did you discover?
Well, first of all, there's about 1,000 cardiac arrests a day in the United States. So every day that's happening to 1,000 people, and only 10% of them live. If they get bystander CPR, that number can double or triple. So the more that you surround everybody with people that know what to do, and really it's very simple. It's call 911. You can see what's happening there on the video. Push hard and fast in the center of their chest, maybe to the tune of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees or Crazy in Love, something like that, and send somebody for an AED. If you do those three things, you can take their chance of survival from 10% to 2 to 3 times higher than that.
Doctor, talk to us a little bit about this effort. I mean, your goal is to make sure that 8,000 student athletes are trained in this bystander CPR. How is UB and the Buffalo Bills looking to accomplish this amazing feat?
Our orthopedic department has an athletic trainer outreach program that is embedded in the schools in our community and supplies athletic trainers to a lot of the schools. So we've got people that have developed relationships with the athletes and the athletic directors. And really what we're doing is just taking a little bit of additional time. It takes about 10 minutes to teach people hands-only CPR. And at the beginning of the sports season, we're basically taking the athletic director's team meeting. We're teaching people some simple CPR verbally and then having them practice on mannequins. And part of our grant is to also have community members learn to be certified CPR instructors. So we're working with a lot of community organizations, Senator Tim Kennedy, the Buffalo Bills, the American Heart Association, the Buffalo Black Nurses Association, the Jacobs School. A lot of different organizations all have the same goal in mind. We're going to certify 60 to 80 people to be CPR instructors, and then we're going to train 8,000 people in the spring, combined spring and fall sports this year.
And we're talking about at the high school level or at local high schools, getting those student athletes sort of where they're the most, sponge-like in terms of learning for all those things. What a great initiative that you're doing this in local schools. Do schools have to do anything to participate in this, or are you guys handling that on the front end?
We're handling that on the front end. We're focusing in the historically underserved communities. So it's really the Buffalo public schools, a lot of the schools where there really has been a disparity in some forms of healthcare and other things. So we're really focusing on those areas, and they already have a relationship with them. We did this training in the fall and trained close to 3,000 people. and we've now got a grant to do it for spring and fall and to amplify the program for next year. So we're very, very excited and hopefully are going to really move the needle on this.
Wonderful, really important life-saving work that you guys are doing. Dr. Bassan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us this afternoon.
Thank you.